Hey everyone, so let's talk about something that's really at the heart of being a parent. It's this idea of how we, as families, can actually build a more supportive world. Not just for our own kids, but, for everybody.
But first, I want you to just pause for a second and really think about this. What kind of world do you actually want for your child? Because that's the why behind all of this, isn't it? It's the future we're all trying to build for them.
Because really, it feels like we're standing at a crossroads. We could have a world that feels kind of divided, maybe a little isolating, or we can actively choose to build bridges, to create a future that's all about connection and having each other's backs.
And that right there is the core idea for today. Real, lasting change doesn't just come from big policies. It starts right here, on the ground, in our own neighborhoods, when families like ours just decide to connect and support one another.
So let's dig into that a little more. Why is community so important anyway? Well, it's about making that shift from feeling like you're handling everything alone to feeling truly connected on the journey.
First things first, let's make sure we're on the same page. When we say an inclusive community, what are we even talking about? Well, it boils down to three big things. A place where we respect our differences, where everyone gets a chance to participate, and where there's a real safety net of support for every single person.
And the payoff for building that? It's huge. It directly pushes back against that loneliness that so many parents can feel. Suddenly, you're not isolated anymore. You're building real understanding and creating support systems that you can actually count on.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but the big question is, how do we do it? How do we make it happen? Well, that's what this next part is all about. We're going to break down community building into three simple, manageable pillars.
And here they are. First, family solidarity. Second, social participation. And third, small actions. Just think of this as your roadmap. It's not about doing it all at once, but just understanding the different pieces. So let's look at them one by one.
So that first pillar, family solidarity, this is the foundation. It's really just about connecting with other families on a real level. Sharing the good stuff, but also being honest about the challenges. It's about offering that listening ear and knowing you can get one back. It's that moment you realize, oh, I'm not the only one.
Pillar number 2 is social participation. This one's pretty straightforward. It's all about just showing up, being present at school events, going to things happening in your town, being part of the group. Every time you do that, you're not just attending something, you're opening a door for a new connection to happen naturally.
And that brings us to our third pillar, small actions. And honestly, this one might be the most powerful of all, because it proves you don't need to organize some giant movement to make a real difference. Lasting change almost always starts with a bunch of small, kind, consistent actions.
So what does a small action even look like? It can be this simple. Just starting a conversation with another parent at school pickup. Asking someone how their day is going. It seems so minor, but it's the first step to breaking down those walls.
Or how about this one? Thinking of heading to the park with the kids? Invite another family along. See someone sitting by themselves at a school thing? Just walk over and say hi. That simple act of including someone can totally change their day.
And of course, the thing that makes all of this work, the secret ingredient really, is this attitude right here. Just approaching people with openness and respect. That's the mindset that makes all of this possible. All right, let's bring all this home. We've covered the why and the how, but now it's about the you, because every single one of us has a part to play. You matter in this equation, a lot.
So I'm going to ask you, straight up, what's one small step you can take this week? Not someday, not next month, this week. Let's make this real.
And to help, let's think about your community circle. First, can you picture just one person or one family that you could reach out to? And second, what's one school event or community activity you could join? Just pick one of each. So go ahead right now, just mentally fill in that blank. Who is it? Actually putting a name to it, that turns this from a nice idea into a real plan. It's your first step. And as you're thinking about taking that step, please remember this. You are so not alone in this. There are so many other parents out there who want the exact same thing, a great supportive community for their kids. Because in the end, that's what it all comes down to. One person can make a ripple, sure, but a whole community, we can create a wave. This isn't built by one person doing everything. It's built by all of us, together. And when we do that, we are so much stronger.